Right, I've just come to Tesco just to show everyone. I saw it online and I wanted to check for myself. Right, candy kitten sweets. Looks rather innocent. Sweets aimed at the children, especially right now. I'm actually shaking. I'm so angry. I'm actually shaking right now. So, aimed at the children. As you know, sweets are where children go. Yeah? Never take a sweet from strangers. Never take sweets from people you don't know. Because we know sweets are the money of the predators for the children. So now we've got these candy kitten sweets. Right. Now look at this. Netflix, sex education, candy kittens. Wild strawberry sweets, right? Netflix, let this sink in. Sex education. Let that sink in. Let's turn it round. Let this sink in. Look at that. Right? Sweets, but make it gourmet. Sweets and sex, they go hand in hand. Obviously, after all, they both aim to make you feel good, right? So we've teamed up with hit Netflix show, Sex Education, celebrate sex, the fun times, the awkward times, and the downright dirty times. No judgment here, just a whole lot of love. This is aimed at children. This is aimed at children. So it's okay now for children to pick this up. And by the way, it looks like, oh, I didn't see that on there. There you go, we've got condoms. There you go, we've got a condom there, right? So play it safe, we've got a condom. This is Tesco's selling this.
What's your opinion on that? You ever seen Sex Education on Netflix?
I think I've watched like one episode. It's not really my kind of show.
Yeah, I think it's a load of dog shit. I don't know why people watch that garbage, but it's not a show for children. I've seen...
No, it's not a show for children. However, not everything in that section is going to be for children.
I think sweets are.
But it's... where it looks placed is like higher up on the top sort of shelves. It's not at the bottom where a kid's going to run and grab it. It's at the top shelf where it could be more based for adults. And at the end of the day, adults are there who can responsibly say, no, this one's not for children. The same way if a kid went and said, Mummy, I want this drink, and they're pointing at a bottle of wine, you'd say that's not for children.
Well, when you say children, you're not just talking about like 9-year-olds. There's also like 13. They're quite tall. These kids are getting big these days.
Yeah, I get it, but it's sweets that's linked up with a show that's on Netflix that a 13, 14-year-old could watch anyway.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be. They have age ratings on them.
They shouldn't be, but I'm saying it's still accessible. And the show's not really... Well, I can't judge it because I haven't watched it, but I imagine the show's not crude like... what's that show?
Pretty crude.
You know that show Sopranos?
Sopranos?
Yeah. Like that's explicit shit.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? It's not like that sort of style. Well, I ain't seen it, so I can't talk, but I just think it's in Tesco's, which is a store where you can buy loads of stuff. It's on the top shelf and it doesn't look like it's trying to groom kids, if that's what the point of this video is.
I disagree. I think that there's certain products in certain aisles that, I mean, all aisles in Tesco's or Sainsbury's or whatever, children can walk down them. But the alcohol aisle is obviously not for children, right? Whether they can reach for bottles of beers, cans of beers on the bottom, or the tall kids can reach for the top. That aisle is not for them. So anything they grab there, no one's really going to get pressed about it because alcohol is an adult thing. But sweets are not aimed at adults. They're aimed at children. Now, adults can eat sweets just the same way that children can drink alcohol, but the aim is not at that demographic. It is at children. So when you put on a explicit adult show on a sweet, it is a bit like, what the fuck is this? This is something that is specifically aimed at children. The candy thing that she's referring to, I went into our local Tesco's to look at the layout before we did this video. I just happened to be shopping and I was like, oh, that video crossed my mind. That is laid out for children.
I think it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be done, like the sweet being joined up with the show, advertising it on the packaging like that. It's unnecessary. But I don't think it's got the intention that maybe you're thinking. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think the intention
I
is?
understand you're saying sweets are aimed at kids, but adults do eat sweets as well. And it's Tesco's, which is a store that has everything in there, and that's just the sweet section and the sweet aisle. And like I'm saying, if it's placed on the top shelf, it's not going out of its way to go at the bottom. So every child's going to be like, oh my God, what's this? I want this. And they're being exposed to it.
But sex education is not, the people in that show are not playing adults. They're playing people in secondary school.
Yeah.
Right. And already the things that they show in that show, I don't think kids in secondary school should be doing that. Now, whether they are or they aren't is not, that's one thing.
Is
but
it not educational, the show?
No, it's just called that. It's not educational.
Okay.
It's just a crude show that shows, I guess, some things that might happen in school, but the way it does it glamorizes it.
Yeah,
almost.
it's weird to do a show about kids having sex. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I find it grotesque. I know some people that watch it and love it personally, but to each their own. I'm not shitting on them. To me, it's a grotesque show. When I went into Tesco's, where they were placed, there it's not hard to reach them. A kid can reach them like quite easily. A kid in secondary school can quite easily reach that. And I think the way they've worded it with the condom, sex is meant to be fun, it's meant to make you feel good, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's sending the right message. I don't think that they should be on that. If you put sex education stuff on alcohol, you have to be over a certain age to drink alcohol. I'm not going to be as pressed on it, but on something that children are attracted to, which is like sweets, candy and all that stuff, I think that's a bit fucked up.
What would your opinion be if it was on like a Walker's crisp packet?
I think that's a bit weird as well. Walker's crisps or sex education. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not disagreeing with you. Like I don't think it's necessary. But it is a way of promoting as well. More people are gonna see your product if it's advertised on items that people buy a lot.
But I would say sweets are very popular with children. I can't remember the last time I saw you with a bag of sweets. I can't remember the last time I had a bag of sweets. I can't remember the last time any of my friends were walking around with some Haribos or a bag of sweets. We've had them. We eat them from time to time, but those are popular amongst children. They always have been. They probably always will be. So it seems intentional to me, especially with all the things that are going on right now with schools and what they're showing to children. It does seem like that was an intentional thing. It also,
what is the intention? Because I don't understand. Linking it to the show?
No,
what's the intention?
It's exposing children to, like, if you put that message on a bag of sweets and a kid reads it, like you have said it yourself in other videos, kids are very like, oh, what is that? This sex thing. Then they go home. It's very easy to access the internet. Blah 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 blah. Oh, they said this is fun like sweet. Next thing you know, Johnny's got his wiener and fucking Becky, and they're well underage, not knowing what they're doing. And some people might think I'm jumping the gun, but that advertisement should be on something that's primarily consumed by adults. It shouldn't be on something that's primarily consumed by children.
I think the point is that adults don't watch sex education.
No, they do watch sex education. What adults? The people that we're friends with watch it. A large portion of my friends watch that show.
Really?
Couldn't tell you why. Honestly, I think they have bad taste, but to each their own. But most people that watch sex education are adults. I think it's weird. There's loads of aisles in Tesco's, especially when you get towards the back where it's more adult orientated, especially on one side, all the booze and that and the cigarettes and whatever. And if you put that stuff on there, I'd be like, whatever, these are adult products. Yeah, young'uns might grab them every now and then, but this is aimed at adults. But if you put something that adults grab every now and then, but this is shit aimed at children, when they walk in there, they grab sweets, they grab Haribos and candy mix and all that stuff, I'm going to say, yeah, what the fuck is this? That is misplaced. That's like putting an advertisement for Mortal Kombat on a Barbie. The fuck are you putting Scorpion decapitating Sub-Zero on a Barbie? Who is this for? So yeah, it does seem intentional to me. Fucking whoever endorsed that advertisement, as far as I'm concerned, fucking creep.